part 2. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Fast, 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 fast. Oh, there you go, here. So, we are here. So, this is Ramon, and we are reading the head of Ramon. So, let's go fast. The glasses. I created this group for the glass. So, I'm going to have this rectangle here with the 20 point size. No, 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 no. Look. So, all the lines that are outside of the character have like this 20 point size, and the lines that are inside I established to be like 8, but I can tweak and move things around just to have just to make it look whatever I want. So I have my glass on that side. Sideline, my sideline will be something like this. Look, awesome. And this sideline will be 8 too. Back. So I make sure it's connecting properly with that part of the glasses. Awesome. Now my middle line, I will just copy and paste this. Tuck, tuck. Wait, where are you? There you go. Then I'll put it here. Black. Awesome. I'll do something like this, and then I will put a pivot point here, maybe in the middle, maybe here. Where should I put this? I'll leave it in the middle. This side of the glass, I'll put it here so I can move that part if I need it. That line, I think, is always straight, never curved because of the material, so I'll not put any deformers on that thing. This thing will be here. What else? Now, for the glass, I'll put a color. I don't know if I will put like a thing. Like, I don't know if I'll put a fill on these glasses or if I'll keep it just without the thing, but I'll put a transparent color there just in the meantime, so I still conceal in the pop. Also the glass sideline, the glasses, the glass one side. Okay, I can maybe copy and paste. I'll put another pivot point here, this pivot point here, I'll put it here. Awesome. Then I'll group all of this. Fuck, what the f? I press Command F for full screen, which was not intended to do so. So, glass group. We have to move faster because I have to read 5 more characters. So, note, clone. I'll put this here. I'll create a peg. I'll put it here. Pack. 4. Then static transformation. Put it here. Bake immediate thing. Awesome. The glasses. This one goes in the middle. Black. There you go. We have the glasses. What else? Nose. Glass, middle line, black. Glasses. Also glass group. And let's go with the nose. Mouth. I'll create one drawing for the entire mouth. So yeah, because I'll consider, like, what if I put the cheek on another layer? It's not needed. I can put everything in one drawing. Now I'll have upper eyelid. I'll have lower eyelid. Lower eyelid. I'll have pupil. I'll have eyebrow. I'll have that's it. That's all the elements that I need for the face of the character, and then I'll create a composite to connect all of this. I'll create a peg for each one of this, holding Command Shift P, and then I'll create a master peg for all of this. That will be called like face MP. So all the features of the face will be. I can drag all of those features on this master peg that I'm creating here. What else? Also, the glasses will be part of this facial MP, and these I will connect with the head, and then I will make a better hierarchy order with the exact part of the skull. So yeah, this is a good starting point just to start drawing and rigging this thing. So I'll connect this here, and I will put all of this inside of a room that is my group, and I'll call this face group. And then, okay, my glasses should be inside of this, so pack glasses here, and I'll connect the glasses here. Awesome. And then I will start ordering here the things. So the eye, upper and lower eyelid here, the eyebrow will be around here, the pupil will be here. Now another thing that I have to consider is to make a color on the eyebrow. That was something fun to do. The mouth, the nose, and the glasses. So let's deconstruct this really fast. So I'll create a new draw over here. No, that's notes. So what is that I'm going to be doing right now? Look at this. Note. So let's think before moving forward. The nose will be in one layer, the mouth will be in another layer, the eye will be in another layer, and the eye will have two things here, the lower and the upper eyelid. This will also have the pupil on another layer, which is going to be always inside of this part. The eyebrow, this is something interesting, this is why I start drawing this. The eyebrow will have a cutter here, and this cutter will make the following. If I make the eyebrow like this, like angry to this dude, this green part of the cutter that will be here will cut all this part of the eye, so I can play with the expressions. That's why I start taking notes here to remember that. What else? Yeah, that's it. That's it. So let's go. I'll take this note here and put it here so I remember that. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's start with the eye, pupil, the eye, the upper eyelid. I'll put the upper and lower eyelid in one composite so I can cut all of this with the eye. And this eye, I will put all of these things on one composite, so all the eye group will be here. And this part of the eye, I'll press enter and call the line art and the color art. Pack, pack, pack. I will put this here, here, and here. Tack, tack. And the pupil will be in between this line art and color art of the eye. Awesome. But also, this pupil, instead of being cut, it will be revealed if I inverse this with the color art of the eye. And the eyebrow will have will have the line art, color art, but also I will add the underlay layer. And on the underlay layer is where I'm going to be putting this cutter, invisible cutter, or shape that will cut the eye. Pack, 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 pack. Then look at this. Instead of like connecting one of these, I'll create a composite here, plaque. Then I'll connect this here, and then I'll cut this, and everything will be connected immediately. Amazing. So, eyebrow, eye, pupil, upper, lower eyelid, and all of these will be grouped in one up and one eyelid master peg. Pack, 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 pack. And what else? This is the mouth, and all of these will be connected to a master peg for the eye. IMP. Then I'll start with the eye. I'll create with the circle. I'll go here. I'll create a rounded shape for the eye. There is my rounded shape for the eye. I'll put this. It should be an 8, but I think it's a little bit too thick, so I'll put this in 6. Just to try different line weight instead of the character, something like that. Also, now, what's next? The color art. Okay, this should be on the line art, and on the color art I'll put a white color. This is something that I learned too from a mentor, is that we never use completely white for this part of the eyes. We either use like a yellowish type of white, but never white. That's something that I induction. All the eyes were white. Okay, eye. There you go, people. So pack. I'll create a circle here. I'll create a shape here, and I'll keep only the fill color. And I'll put the pivot point here in the middle. Oop. And I'll put the eye here. Tack. And then the eyebrow will be. Okay, now the eyebrow. How is that I'm going to create this eyebrow shape? I'm going to create a straight line like this. I'll put an 8 point on this one, and towards the end of the eyebrow I will taper this line. So I'll go to my pencil editor, come in here, and make this thinner, because it's thinner here, right? Yeah, it's thinner towards that side. Black. Maybe a little bit more thin. There you go, something like that. And then it starts tapering towards that side. So something like this. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And now this eyebrow, as I mentioned in the first video, I'll change this from drawing peg to parented peg. So the deformers always is the peg is always carrying the deformer. I'll create a deformation chain, and inside of the deformation chain, I will use this envelope deformer to create my eyebrow. So I'll put 1 point here, 1 point here, and drag and put one other point here. And then I will start deforming this eyebrow. I'm keyframing all of this. I'm making this line here and this line over here like this. Tuck, tuck. That's my eyebrow. And you will be like, Henry, but why it looks like a little bit like broken or pixelated? And this is because it needs a little bit more of the line needs more like points here, more information. When I put more points here in the line, the final look of the line starts becoming a little bit more soft. See, it's not that broken as I had it before. And then I just start polishing this line. Is more soft. Awesome. There you go. That's the eyebrow. But I forgot something that I mentioned here, and it's this color on the overlay layer. So I'll draw this eyebrow here in the line art, and on the overlay layer is where I'm going to make this color. So I'll create this. Maybe not that well. Yeah, that big is that is okay. And first, before adding the fill, I will add more properties to this line, more points to this line. So when I color this shape, look at this. If I color this shape right now, look at the amount of lines they have on this side, but on this side I have none. Because it also carries the information of the amount of points that I put on this line and this line. And when I'm deforming this shape, the more points that this shape have, the more subtle that is going to distort, that is going to be distorted or deformed, and it will be easy to manipulate and just play around with that shape. So I'll keep putting more points here before coloring this shape. I'll come here to this empty layer to keep putting more points. There you go. And then here also like this. And then I'll take this, I'll put it here, and then I'll come here, I delete this, copy this color, delete this, and copy this here, and then put it back to the underlay layer. And if I go here, it will have all the amount of points that I added on that shape. And see, now all of this green shape that you'll see here that is being deformed by the eyebrow, that thing is going to be the thing that is going to cut all of this. So I'll create another composite. I'll use I don't need a color art for the eyebrow. I only need to put the line art here, and this underlay layer will not be connected. So, oopsie, where is that line here? Get out of here. So if I disconnect the underlay layer, it's not going to be shown on the render view. But I can use that underlay layer information still. So I'm going to use this to cut everything that is here in this eye. So this underlay layer cuts everything here. So if I grab my eyebrow and I go like this, see how it's cutting the eye? And I can come up with really, really nice shapes. There you go. It's like angry. Nice. So awesome. That's the eyebrow. I'll put the pivot point of that eyebrow around here. Let me see if I change. Yeah, I put that thing. So I have one eyebrow here. I can, you know what? Before cutting this, I can do something. I can get rid of this. I can keep this line art, composite. I can take all of this and group these, so it's like eyebrow group. I can parent all of these in the master peg, MP. And here I can clone these nodes, clone selected drawings only, put it here, connect this here, connect this here, like peg, flip, 4, awesome, and then, oh wait, but I can flip, no, I'll keep doing that same thing. I was like, I'm going to group this with the eye and then group the entire group with the eye and the eyebrow, but maybe no. Or maybe yeah. Yeah. Shouldn't be doing this right now. Awesome. Thanks, Henry, from the future that came right now to save me. Underlay layer. So I create an underlay layer, and this underlay layer is the thing that is going to be cutting these eye here. Awesome. And the line art is the information that I want here. Awesome. There you go. Where is the pivot point of this? So okay, this is, I don't need this anymore right now. I don't need it. My eye. So the pivot point of the eye, I like to put it here on the bottom so I can actually squash and stretch this like this. The pupil on the center, upper eyelid, lower eyelid, all of these things. Let's go and work on this. So I'll create a rectangle shape for this. 5. I'll put something like this, black. I create more points just to have a subtle, like a smooth deformation here in this part. Oopsie. There you go. Awesome. And then I'll put a color here, which is going to be the skin color, a little bit darker. This is not the final colors of the character, but I can easily replace and change the colors afterwards. So all of this is going to be revealed of the color art of the eye. So it'll be something like this, and this will be on front of the pupil and below, yeah, behind that thing. Awesome. I have this thing here. Now I can think I can create a deformer back. Display 2, and then I can come here and start rigging this like this, like 2 points here, 2 points here, and then here in the bottom I'll put 3 points, so I can deform this more easily, create super beautiful curves. Come on, there you go, puck. And this here, and then this here, puck. Awesome. Yeah, I don't care about the top. I don't need to be super clean. Parent peg, awesome. Then I'll come here, display. Awesome. Now the pivot point also should be around here. Tuck. Perfect. Now I'm planning to just duplicate this, move this, and just flip this. That'll be faster than drawing everything again. Delete. I'll do it again. Back, grab everything, copy, paste, move down. Awesome. Then once I move this down, I will create a new deformer. Let's change this to parent peg, and I'll create a new deformation chain here, and then I will start deforming this from the inside. I'll put a display node so I can isolate the view of this part and work in a more of a clean way, being able to see everything. Then I connect this and this like this. Tack. There you go. And then parental peg, yes. I always triple check that, because it's awful to have those issues when you're moving a drawing and the deformation just stays. No, the deformation is wrong. These 3 points should be here. So let's go again. Okay. So the 3 points should be on top, around here. Awesome. There you go. And these amazing. Get out of here. Display. Now we have the eyelid here. Where's the pivot point? The pivot point is around here, so I'll put it here, and then I'll lower this like here, and this I'll put this here. Awesome. Just checking the deformers. All good. Now what else? Now that I have that, get out of here. Okay, this pivot point of both eyelids should be around here. This one should be here. Also, now I'm going to create visual pegs for those things so I don't have to go and look for these things every time that I want to animate. Here I composite. I'll put upper eyelid BP, visual peg. And then I'll put lower, blah, blah, blah. So these are the handles that I'll put to grab all of those things easily. I'll connect these things here. I'll put a visibility node in which I'm going to tell this, hey, don't reveal this on the render, just reveal this on the camera view. And then I will connect the upper one with the upper one and the lower one with the lower one, and then I'll grab here on my colors. I'll create a specific color for all the visual pegs or handles that I'll be making around, and I'll put these. I'll create a circle. I'll color the circle. I'll come like this. I'll create a rectangle, and I'll cut the circle like this. So I'll have this rectangle here. This is rectangle, half circle here. I'll make this a little bit smaller, and then I'll reduce the opacity so it looks like a visual peg. And see, when I grab this, amazing. And the only thing is that I create a drawing and then I attach this drawing to the same peg that is attached actually my upper eyelid. Same thing here. I grab this drawing here, pack, copy paste it here, and then I'll flip this like this. Took some. I'll put it here, and then amazing. And this is not going to be shown on the render view. See, pack, 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 pack. Amazing. Lower eyelid, upper eyelid, blah blah blah, upper eyelid, pupil, eye, my eyebrow. Does this have a peg? Yes. Why did I put this in a group? Because I'm going to get out of this group. Get out of this group. And you get connected here. Awesome. Let's just try again if this is cutting. Yeah, it's cutting the eye. Now this is my eye master peg, and this is what I'm going to flip to the other side. Okay. Let's come here. Let's grab all of this. Come. There you go. Pack, pack, pack. Let's grab all of these. Let's group all of this. Eye group. And then nose, blah, blah. Then I'll put all of this in a composite. This is my eye master peg. I'll come here, nodes, clone selected nodes, drawing only. I'll connect this here, pa, pa, pa. I create a peg, and then I'll press 4 to flip this to the other side. A little bit like this. Awesome, I'm cheating. And then a static transformation, pa, pa, pa. And then bake immediate, get rid of this one. Awesome. And then I have my two eyes over here. I'll put this here. And on the model sheet, I have the eyelids of the upper eyelids a little bit down, but I'll keep these eyes open just as I keep rigging this. So mouth, let's go to the nose. So for the nose, wait, where are you? Okay, here. For the nose, I'll create a line like this, change the color to black. And then I'll put this like this, and then I will open, holding Alt and the point, I can open these lines this way. Awesome, and then I can paint all of this with skin color. Tac, 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 tac. Amazing, there you go. And then I can put the nose, something like this, back a little bit to the middle. It's a little bit that, awesome. What else? Mouth. So for the mouth, I'm going to use the pencil tool to just sketch this super fast. I don't have to be perfect, but I want to. Awesome. Yeah, it's okay. I might put some colors around here just so it's easy to grab and I don't have to select the like every line of the mouth. I can just click around. Now, okay, I have more range to select these things. And I'll put my pivot point here. Awesome. Nose, mouth, the glasses, the eyes. Okay, so I'm going to put backdrops here, insert just to have everything well organized. And I'll put here eyes, blue, nose and mouth. I could put this in another backdrop. Nose, mouth, and then here in the glasses insert backdrop. Glasses, I can put like a red color here, awesome. And all of these things that I have here inside of this room is my face MP, my face master controller. So I can move all of this, beautiful. And I can put a backdrop here, backdrop that I can call face. Face. I like to put composites here because if for some reason during the animation process I have to disable this, I can select here and disable this to just focus on other parts of the face and of the head. Awesome, everything is working nicely. Yeah, yep. That's it. Yeah, I did everything that I established here. I did it here. So I had my face. Let's look at this without this. Awesome. Let's change the color a bit. Lighter. There you go. Opa. I want to have very saturated colors for this animation. Note, do I have here something? No, let's turn off this. Pa-pa-pam. Let's look at the pre-visualization. It's looking nice. I still have to figure out what to do with the ears, so it actually looks good. But this is looking really nice. It's working. Let's just lower this because that's actually the main attitude of this character, so I want to keep that in my mind. There you go. I think the lines of the mouth are too thin compared to the other lines in the head, so I will put this on 8. Not too much. Yeah, 5. Better. Let's find out how to make the ears, how to fix that ears issue. So if I put this below here, the easiest way will be, because I still want an overlay line. Let's look at the mouse. Look. So how this will be the easiest way. Cheating. There you go. I'll go here and create a new drawing for this. I'll get rid of this center line. And here, don't move. Did I move? Yeah, I made that thing thicker. I don't care. Thinner here too. Yes. And this cheek should be lower. There you go. Something like that. Now the way that these lines overlap here should be lower. So I'll come here and I'll delete this. Tac. And then I'll come here. Move this up. Yes. Maybe. I'll put some deformers here in the cheek so I can inflate these parts. But other than that, I think it's working. Nah, I still have. Okay, I can. Now I can be like, where are the ears? Okay, cutter. I can cut this with the yaw. You know what? I can put on this jaw. I can put an underlay layer. I'll put this a green color. I can take this, cut this. No. I'll leave it higher. Where is the here? And now it's only going to cut that lower part of the ears. If I say like, hey yo, show me an underlay layer, you all. And this underlay layer, that green part, is the one that is going to cut my ears. So it's going to cut only that part that I want to cut there here. Okay, another thing is that I need that underlay layer to be a little bit bigger. Maybe because it's not cutting here. No, it's working. Okay, that's the overlay that is giving me that extra thing here. Get out of here. Beautiful. Awesome. Now perfect. Now why the ears are too much, like here. Awesome. It's better. Yes, yes. So I'm cheating and moving things a little bit to the sides because they're too close to. Wait. Okay, yeah. You see, that's why I clone things, so I can actually change the ear rounds. I can make this a little bit. This, so beautiful. And I can make this a little bit bigger. Awesome. And I'll put some deformers and just tweak things around. Well, that's it. Yeah, let's put some deformers here. So I'll go to skull, display 2, display 2. This is when things starts getting a little bit messy and I'm start cheating around these things to make everything work. So I'll come here, drawing. I'll put one deformer here, another 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 deformer here. So I'm putting more deformers here. So if I need to move the head, if I need to deform this part of the head more to match the yaw, then I can do that. Parented peg. So see, I can grab this, move around thing. Awesome, beautiful. There you go. This should be a little bit more like here. This should be more like here. And then I just move things around here. It's not like a clean thing to do, but I don't care. I love it. Awesome. There you go. Let's turn off the motion. Let's look at this. Cool. Now another thing that I want to do is to make the lines here a little bit more taper. To taper the lines here, and I know that I have to taper towards this side, not towards the other side. Beautiful. More thinner. Something like that. Let's look at this. Thinner. Thinner. Awesome. Yeah, it's working. And then here, I need to make this a little bit. Look how it's going to also grow on the other side. That's why we clone. So now I can be like, ears are going to be cut also by. Now I can just extend the underlay layer of this thing a little bit up. Yep, issue solved. Can I put deformations inside of this ear just to tweak and have more flexibility with this? Yes. So I have to create another part here that is inner ear, which is all the lines that I drew here. I'll create a composite here. No, okay, I have to flip the ear again if I do this. Yes. No worries. Am I in which ear? Yeah, perfect. Then I'm working towards the OG ear, not towards the one that I designed before. Wait. I'm not working on the one that I cloned. I'm working on the OG one. What is this? What is this? Awesome. And then I can go to the front. I can put this like this, and I can come here to my ear. Now this is the thing that I am fighting the most right now with the rigs, and it's that the moment I start putting the formers here, all my beautiful sharp corners are ruined. So let's see if it works without ruining my beautiful sharp corners. Yeah, connect all the way here. Perfect. Display. Render view. Nah. You see? See if I disconnect my deformation. Sharp corners. See if I connect this shit. Non-sharp corners. So, what I'm going to do is just get rid of this and ask for help later. Like, why? Why is that happening to me? And then I can figure out why. So the inner, the outer, and all of this should be, should have a master peg. It's like ear MP. So I have more control over all of these things, and I will share the same information of the pivot point of the ear here. Boom, 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 boom. Awesome. Can move this a little bit inside. That's it. Excellent. What else? Okay, I can clone this. No, clone selected drawings only. Can I just connect this here and it will work? Yes. Nice. I hope it actually works. And then awesome, awesome. All good. All good. All good. All good. Let me see if I move this and then I reset. Amazing. It's working. There you go. That's the head. That's the head. What else we have to do? The neck. Let's look at the render view. Clean and beautiful. Let's add the highlight on the head before I forget about that. So the highlight of the head is something like this. It looks too much like the Dexter Labs character. So I like to do something. Oh, I like this line. What the? Dude, you see this? Oh. No way. No way. I actually like this. And then I can grab this and come on. There you go. And then I can just increase the Looks like a dinosaur egg. I love it. I'll put a point here. Track. Now that's it. And this is already being revealed inside of the head shape only. Amazing. Another thing that I have to do here on the nose is taper those lines. So I'll grab the color art. Get out of here. I'll paint that again later. Back, and then I'll make these lines tape here towards this side. Here too. Awesome. Then I'll go to the color art here, pass this information and color this thing. Too messy. Look at these gaps. Look at these gaps. Awesome. Nose color. There you go. Such a beautiful nose, huh? Then I'll keyframe everything just in case. Now what else? Let's do the neck. So here's another thing. All of this is moving together. Oh, I don't have a deformer for the neck. Let's add the deformer to the leg. From drawing to parented peg, always a good practice to change this thing. I'll create a display. I'll put display to here, and then I'll create the deformer. Put one point here, another point here, another point here. Should I create 3 points instead of 2 here? I'll do so. Why not? Better to have more than less. And I can always go and change and add less points if I want. Oop, oop. Beautiful. Double checking if it's in parented pick mode. Amazing. Where's my mouse? There you go. I will eyeball this. Yeah, 3 points was adding the 3 points was the answer. Okay, I shouldn't move the base to keep it super clean with the rotation there. I can taper this like this, and maybe this also like this. Beautiful. Now look, I want this to be perfect. There you go. Beautiful. You see, we have the one lining style that we're looking for. Now the neck. Now the neck. Okay, how can I do that? Before starting to just do things around, I will figure out this here. So, blue color. Let's think. This is a piece which is merging with this other piece here. Now the thing that I want to do is create a cutter that will be like, hey dude, I want to have a rounded shape here that will be my neck for the shirt, like the shirt neck, and this will have a cutter all the way here, tuck, 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 that will cut everything in all of that part of the neck. So do I need a fill on this side like this to be the color of the t-shirt? Maybe, or maybe not. So let's try that. Let's try that. I'll go here. Yeah, between the torso and the neck, I'll try to put this thing, and this will be like color. Black. Why are you over here? What the fuck are you doing here? Go here. Color. Okay. And then I'll put here. And then I will attach this color to a torso master pick that I'll create. Like this will be like upper body master pick, and this is where it's going to be attached. And I'll put the color here for a bit because first I'm going to draw. So I'm grabbing my mold sheet and bring this over here. Then my color, I'll create a rectangle. This rectangle will be black color. And now this is where I'm starting to think, because I should have full control of this shape here, but also the shape here. Or maybe I just need full control of the shape here that is cutting the neck. Know what I mean? No! Okay, perfect. Let's first add more points here. No, wait. Because the thing that I have to cut is not the upper part. The thing that I have to cut is the lower part. So the logic that I apply here is inverse. What I have to cut is this part here. Crazy. So I'll put this on the line art, black. On the color art, I'll put my this thing here. And now, I'll use this to cut my neck. But what part of my neck? My line art? No. My color art? Maybe. So let's try something. Let's try to cut first the color art, and then let's add this thing here. Is working? It's actually working. Awesome. So wait a second, I need to charge my laptop.